Welcome to Poindexter's Pointers to Fighting. I'm Poindexter. This is Drew.
What up?
And here's our pointer. So our pointer for today is whenever you're approached by police, it's very important to be as respectful and to comply with what you're being asked. Now, whether you know the law or whether you know your rights or whether you don't, we're not discussing that. We're not discussing, I know my rights and I don't have to do nothing they say. We're not discussing about your rights. We're discussing about keeping you alive. My channel's self-defense, and it doesn't always have to be about combat. This can be just surviving a situation. So what do you think about that?
Absolutely. Because all the time, especially over these last, few years, you see, and I hate to, introduce race to it, but you always see like the police doing something to somebody black, and it's just terrible, and it just looks terrible. But the worst part about it is someone died.
Yeah.
Like someone was killed.
A life was taken.
And somehow, internal affairs and whoever's going to investigate that, they're going to find no wrongdoing. And to me, that is the biggest insult. Because the message that's sent to me is, we can kill you.
Mm-hmm.
Videotape it, and won't nothing happen to us.
This is huge. Now, here's the thing. We have been seeing a lot of people of color getting shot, getting killed.
Right.
We're not saying that that's all that happens. We know that everyone gets shot, of every color, of every race, of every creed. We know that.
Right.
We're just talking about what's been whirling around social media for the last year or two of what you've really been seeing. But we are aware there are a lot more of other races than us. So the percentage wise, we are getting shot more, but we know that everyone's getting killed, and most of those are not justified. And you made a couple great points to me. I would like you to discuss those points about.
Well, the thing is like, when you started talking about, police interactions, right?
Yeah.
They already have the advantage because they're the person with the badge and the gun.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So they essentially control the outcome, whether you like it or not.
Mm-hmm.
And to me, ain't nothing worse than like when, because we always catch a video and we catch it halfway through. And yeah, we don't see what happened or the events that led up
started
to
it. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But you see guys arguing, and I'm thinking like, dude, first of all, you on the side of the road.
Yeah.
The police is the person of authority. Whether he's wrong or right, you over here talking back and creating all this ridiculous dialogue when, quite honestly, you could just, you know what, take that L on the side of the road, fight him in court.
Yeah.
Because if something goes wrong, you do something, make a move you don't like, whatever, and he shoots you and you die on the side of the road like a dog.
Yeah.
There's no real winner in that scenario.
Nope.
At all.
Nope.
And to add insult to injury, the police are going to investigate it and they will find that justified.
Yes, they will.
And that to me is the worst of it. So I always tell people, especially you big guys, right?
Yeah.
I've been big since I was 15.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something. I always tell myself I control the outcome of this before it even starts. Police, interact with me. Yes, officer, no officer. Whatever. Yep, absolutely. Thank you. I'm sorry for the inconvenience. Have a nice day.
Mm-hmm.
I've gotten pulled over for speed, and I got pulled over for loud music. I've gotten pulled over for a few things, right? With no seatbelt. My passenger didn't have a seatbelt. One time they pulled me over because my passenger didn't have a helmet, and I was literally taking this girl one block.
One block.
One block.
Oh my God.
On my motorcycle. One street, one city, 800 feet.
Yeah.
And they pulled me over, jammed me up. But of course, I was respectful and polite. And he was like, you know what, I'm just going to let you go to warning. And I was like, you know what, thank you, I appreciate it. But again, you see nowadays, right, that, things have just become more and more lethal, right? When people are interacting with the police. And I'll be just, yelling at the screen, dude, stop arguing.
Yes.
Because it's not about being right at that particular moment in time.
Yeah.
It's about getting through that situation.
Yeah.
Getting through that so you can go home to your family.
Yeah.
Because, ain't nothing worse than, you see these actions and dude had a wife and kids, or, dude turned out to be a good person.
You told me, you made a great point to me one day. We were talking about this. He said, if that police officer wants to do something to you, he wanted to do something to you before he even got out the car.
Absolutely.
You didn't create that. He already was in that mindset. So you coming at him crazy isn't going to help. He already was in that frame of mind, and so you're already screwed from the start.
Right.
So yeah, elaborate on that a little bit.
Yeah. Well, the thing is you don't want to be a part of dialogue that escalates an already tense situation.
Mm-hmm.
These police pull you over. And I get it. They pull you over for some lame reason. Let me see your license registration. Is there a reason why you? I mean, I get it. Sometimes you just want to question these guys and hold them accountable. Whatever. I want to talk to your supervisor, this and that, this and that. And that dude could literally say he reached for something, shoot you 12 times, and now you got it down the side of the road. I mean, I've been thinking worst case scenario for like the last 4 or 5 years.
Yes.
And because that's what we've been seeing lately.
Yeah.
So again, that's a sign of the times. I mean, you have to be mindful of that, just so you can kind of understand, right? I mean, a wise person learns from the mistakes of his friends, right? Last week you said that, I want you to talk about that. You got pulled over by the police and you were scared.
Yeah, so I was coming home from work. I work midnight shifts, so I work 8 p.m. to 4 a.m. I do security, and I'm armed security, so I have weapons on me, but you can't drive with those weapons, so I had them in a bag in my back seat. I get pulled over because honestly, it was my fault. I was tired, I was dozing, I was swerving, and I was the only one on the road except for that cop that was behind me. So I was the only person for him to focus on. He got right up behind me, cut the lights on, and I got terrified. I was terrified. So those videos work, the ones you see, because I was so scared, I thought it's over for me. I'm not making it home. And I literally was a mile from my exit. I was a mile from my exit, and he pulled me over, and he didn't just pull me over to the side of the road. He made me get off the interstate, not at my exit, at the exit before my exit, and pull off into a dirty patch of dirt somewhere that was way off on the side of the road, like out of the view of the road. So when he told me to stop there, I was so in fear, I was almost crying. I was like, man, this is the end for me. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. But what I did, as soon as he pulled me over, he had his light on, I took my hands and I stuck them on the wheel right away. And I made sure that his light saw all my fingers. Just like that, I stuck them out. And when he approached, I made sure he was looking with his flashlight on me, and I said, can I pull down my window? Yeah, I slowly pulled it down. He saw my security. You wear security? Yes. Are you armed? Yes, sir. It's in the back seat. My hands are right here. That's exactly what I said. My hands are here. My weapons are in the back seat. You can look. He looked. He saw my bag with my weapons in it. He said, okay. He said, you're dozing. I said, yes, sir. I'm a little tired, but the exit's right there. And I'm sorry, sir. And that's all I said. And then he let me go. He let me go. He said, look, man, just make it to the exit and watch yourself. Yes, sir. Kept my hands on the wheel all the way till I heard him shut that door. Right. I did not take my hands out of that light. He had that one light on the side.
Yeah,
I kept my hands right there the whole time.
Right.
Now, in the comments, you can say, oh, you a sucker, you a whatever. I lived through that.
Right.
Was I terrified? Hell yes, I was terrified. I was scared to death. But I was playing on the fact that if I just do what he says, and I call him sir, and I'm hella respectful, even with weapons in the car. Now, I think he let me go because I do security, and so far, it works out that way. If you do security, they usually will let you go. They know you work the late shift. But it was the fear I had. I just complied. He let me go. No problem. He watched me leave, and everything worked out. And that's all we're talking about here. We're not talking about what I do wrong. Show me your warrant. You can't get it. Nah, bro. Nah, it was 4 a.m. on the side of the road. If he didn't have a body cam on, he could have said anything. I was out of sight of the road, and it was just me and him at 4 in the morning. No one on the interstate, no one driving anywhere, so no one would have seen anything if something had happened.
Right.
He could just pop, 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 bye. Hey, he did a ton of stuff. There's no proof, and I'm just dead.
Right.
Now, if he does something wrong, and I happen to have a camera on or something, I'm still gonna comply. I might go to court later, but I lived. But if I'm like, yeah, what the fuck did I do? Shut up, I ain't doing that. Yeah, guess what?
Right.
Dead. Very dumb. There's one other one I want to tell you. When I was in Santee, I used to live in Santee. One time I was riding my bike down the street, and I guess you have to have a light on your bike, and I didn't know that, right? So I'm riding down the street with my bicycle, and a cop pulls me over to tell me that I don't have a light on my bike. I was new to California. I'm from West Virginia, so I didn't realize I needed a light. I thought my reflectors were enough. Then I said, okay, sir, I'll get a light for the next time, right? I drive another 2 blocks. There's another cop that's like doing speed traps, right? Pulls me over again. I just saw a cop 2 blocks before that, and I know he saw him because they're 2 blocks near each other. Pulled me over again to tell me the same thing. Do you think that pissed me off? Hell yeah, it pissed me off. But do you think I'm gonna get smart with him right there on the road? Nah, you're not gonna do that when the time comes. And even if you're a lawyer, it is not smart to push something that could get you shot. Because at the end of the day, what we care about is that you live.
Right.
Not that your feelings was hurt, or not that you knew the law and he did you dirty, that you lived through the situation.
Right. That's the most important. I mean, you got a family to get home to.
Yeah, I got a wife, a kid.
Right.
Nah, bro. I got 2 mouths to feed and a roof to keep over their head, and I want to watch my daughter grow up. She's only 3.
That's right.
What's it look like if I get shot on the side of the road? It doesn't matter what glory story you tell. I'm dead.
Right.
I'm dead.
Right.
So, yeah. So I mean, what else you got for that? Anything?
You know, do what you can to avoid, obviously, you know, running. When you do, just, you know, like I always tell people, you know, act as if you know you're being recorded.
Yeah.
Because you actually are.
Yeah.
So just act as if, and don't do anything that can be construed or mistaken for something confrontational, you know, or anything else that's egregious. That's all I would say.
And it's not about, once again, I want to reiterate, it's not about knowing the law.
Right.
It's not about being hard
Right.
because you're a tough guy, so you want to get smart with somebody. It's not about none of that. What we are talking about is just staying alive,
Right.
living through that situation. You can go home, and if you want to feel like a punk, like you got punked all the way home, that's great, you lived. So feel like a punk, be alive.
That's right.
It's about being alive. So that's our point. Like and subscribe. Holla at your boys.
Peace.